English lesson, we are going to be retelling plot point 3. But first of all, I just want to read you our class model text that I have pulled apart pieces of your writing so far and put it all into the first plot point. Okay, so I haven't put any of your names in this one as it's on YouTube. However, on your home learning document there, your names are next to your sentences. Okay, so plot point 1. On top of a log, Mila's brother teased her about going into the haunted shed. He scoffed at Mila, not thinking for 1 second that she would enter the ghostly shack. Mila gave her older brother a toxic look that shot through the trees, which made him tumble. Feeling flurried as her pulse pumped and toes trembled, Mila's shadow quivered as she took her first steps reluctantly towards the haunted shed. Now, that's our first plot point. I'll continue to do this for each plot point, okay? So, plot point 3, this is where Mila opens the door and steps inside. I've actually highlighted it here for you, okay? Now, the targets that we're going to look through when we write our third plot point 3 is a simile, sight, and a complex sentence using the relative pronoun who, okay? So, I've just taken the last sentence from my writing yesterday, okay? Now, first of all, for the simile, I'm actually going to use a simile to talk about what Mila looks like as she's about to open the door. So, Mila's looks, okay? So, what she looks like. Now, let's just bear in mind that she was really, really nervous, wasn't she? So I might use the word shaking. She might be shaking. How might you look if you're nervous? You might be white. Okay. And let's talk about the door. The door is old and it could be broken. Okay. So to start off with, what I'm actually going to start off with to talk about how she was looking nervous. So I might say, I'm going to start with in angst. So in angst, she's about to open the door. Okay, so Mila reaches for the broken door. Okay, now I want to describe what she's like, okay? So how might she be shaking? We're going to talk about how she's doing it. So she might be shaking like a leaf. She might be white as a sheet or as white as snow, okay? So there's 3 similes there that I could use to talk about what Mila looks like, okay, when she opens the door. Mila reaches for the broken door, comma, I'm going to use shaking like a leaf, full stop. Okay, now I'm going to talk about sight, okay? So this is going to be, I'm going to be describing about where the setting is where it's happening now, okay? So I'm going to be talking about what the shed is like inside, okay? So, first of all, what might it be like? I think it says that there's loads of, I'm going to talk about what it looks like to Mila. So there's loads of paint left around, okay? So it might be abandoned. Oh, spell that wrong. Abandoned, empty, dusty. Okay, so I've got a few adjectives to talk about what it looks like to Mila, okay? What might be in there? Now, she says that there's paint on the floor, cobwebs as well. I'm going to use that in mine as well. I'm also going to talk about, it might have been an art cover too, there might be wooden pallets, okay? That might have been left there. So that's what I'm going to talk about, okay? So first of all, she needs to open the door. So I'm going to say, as the door creaked open, comma, as the door creaked open, about the haunted shed. The haunted shed. Let's have a think. Had a sense of abandonment. Okay. And Mila, what was she like when she saw it? She was shocked. Okay, Mila was shocked by the emptiness. Okay, so I've used abandoned and empty from my planning. Okay, so shocked by the emptiness. Now let's talk about what she sees in there. Okay, so let's talk about cobwebs first. The shed was cobwebbed. I'm actually going to use this from the text. Okay, so long forgotten pots of paint scattered on the floor. So on Tuesday we looked at things that meant so words and phrases that meant something and had an impact on you. Now this phrase had an impact on me, and I'm going to use that in mine. Okay, on the floor, and then I'm going to talk about broken pallets. So broken pallets dotted around the vacant space. Okay, vacant space. Now that's our chunk 2, talking about sight and what she sees. Now we're going to use a complex sentence. Okay, and this, I'm going to actually use my chunk 3 to actually link it to our next paragraph that we use. Okay, so a complex sentence, so we're going to use a relative clause. Now this relative clause will add more information inside the clause. Okay, and it's going to be talking about it. So I'm actually going to talk about Mila seeing the boy. Okay, so boy in the corner. What is the boy doing? It says that he was reading, wasn't it? So he sat quietly reading. Okay. Do we think he might be lonely? Okay. Right, so I'm going to leave that there now. Okay, so I might put I'm going to start it off with, in one corner, Mila saw. I think I can improve saw actually. What might she do? She spotted. Okay, spotted a boy, comma, and now I'm going to describe what the boy is doing, or who the boy. Okay, who sat and reading lonely. I might actually use quietly as well. Quiet. Okay, because he is by himself, he's quiet. Who? So I'm going to use that. Who was perched quietly in behind the wooden pallets. So I've explained, full stop, I've explained what the boy's doing and where Mila has seen him. Okay, so let's read it through again. In angst, Mila reaches for the broken door, shaking like a leaf. As the door creaked open, the haunted shed had a sense of abandonment, and Mila was shocked by the emptiness. The shed was cobwebbed, long forgotten pots of paint scattered on the floor, broken pallets dotted around the vacant space. In one corner, Mila spotted a boy who was perched quietly in behind the wooden pallets. Okay, so that is plot point 3. Now what I would like you to do is go and retell plot point 3, but make sure that you include these targets: a simile, what she sees, so sight, and a complex sentence including a relative clause. Okay, alright, thanks guys.